what would actually be the first step that you would recommend for us to, if we've not even thought about this topic before, like where should we actually start to on this journey of creating a pet travel plan?
Well, first and foremost, you want to start small. You don't want to throw yourself into the deep end and think that, you've got to have this huge, like, step by step 10-point plan in order to know exactly how you're going to travel with your pet. It is okay to start small and really just have your pet start getting used to different noises and things like that. There's a lot of great YouTube channels and websites that you can have noises playing for your animals so that they can start to get used to some of the noises that they may hear, whether you're traveling by car or by plane or by train. There's different noises that'll happen in those situations. And it really is as simple as starting with socializing your dog and bringing them out into the world, to the public, just walking around your block, having them meet other people, having them go to areas other than your home and your veterinary office. Although I love seeing my patients and helping them grow, those can't be the only two places that an animal has been if they're going to have a more enjoyable pet travel experience. And so, as you're starting to expose them and reward them for those experiences and making sure that those are positive and happy for them, then you start working into, getting them training into the types of materials that you'll use, whether it's a crate or a seat belt, harness, depending upon the size dog. My last dog was 10 pounds, so she traveled in a crate. My current dog is 45 pounds, and more often than not, he travels with a seatbelt in the back of my car because that is what worked for each one of my pets and made them feel the most safe. And we can get into a little bit more about why that can really vary from pet to pet, and then working your way up to driving around the block, seeing how they do, making sure they're feeling comfortable, and then going for further distances, and then getting to the point where you're maybe using other types of travel, buses, trains, planes, things like that, because they've already had the experience and the exposure, so that gives you that opportunity to do it step by step. And then, there is also something to be said for talking to your veterinarian about that. I mean, we, of course, always want to include our patients' emotional health as well as their physical health when we're trying to plan things. And so, talking to your veterinarian about your desires to travel more with your pet means that we need to look at, well, are there any situations where they do exhibit anxiety? Are there supplements or behavior medications that we can use to help them with those short situations? So then when you get to the place, then they can have their more enjoyable time. And, it's also important to know the regulations overall, because depending upon which country you're in, which country you're traveling to, even within countries, there can be different regulations. As here in the US, depending upon which state you're traveling to, there's actually different regulations as far as what type of health certificate they want in order to be sure that that dog is healthy to be traveling into their state. So, and then when you start crossing borders, you want to have a plan in place and know that, you have the big picture, but it's okay to start small and work your way up to that.